Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your low beam headlight bulbs on a 2007 Honda Accord. This will be the same for 2003 to 2007. This is the 7th generation Honda Accord, and there's a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to try to get at these from under the hood. Now, the passenger side is much easier to get to than the driver, so we'll start with that one. I'm also going to be upgrading to these new bulbs from AUXITO. These are LED, and this is, by the way, the 9006 HB4. This company reached out to me and offered these to me in exchange for a little review video, and I said absolutely. They've actually reached out to me years ago, and I have some brake light bulbs in my Tundra that are still working just fine, and I've been very happy with them. So when they reached out again, I said absolutely. So let's just open this up and see what these ones look like. A nice little set of gloves that you can wear so that you don't touch the actual LEDs. This version is CAN bus ready. Basically, this little part right here, this driver, this has got some sort of a resistor, and that's designed to eliminate any error codes or warning lights on the dash. Now I'm just going to install the passenger side first, and then we'll take a look and see how this looks at night compared to the standard halogen bulb. And check that out, the gloves actually fit. On a halogen bulb, you really don't want to touch the surface of the bulb with bare hands because the oils on your hand can cause very short bulb life. LEDs, I didn't think it was that big of an issue, but they sent the gloves, so I'm just going to assume that they want us to wear these as well. Now this is the passenger side. This is of course much easier to get to. And you can start just by undoing the clip, just pressing this little tab, pull that down to disconnect the bulb, like so. And then to get this out, we should just rotate it counterclockwise. So I'm going to push it this direction. And should be able just to pop the old bulb out. All right, now before we put this bulb in, I just want to show you that you want the orientation so that it's straight up and down like this. And it looks like it's already set up to do that. So let's go ahead and just put this in, and then we'll connect it. Carefully put that in, just till it seats, and then rotate that clockwise, and that's locked in place. All right, and then we can just plug this into the electrical connector till it clicks, like that. All right, so that was easy. I took my glove off so that I could put the little zip tie here to just tie this little cable out of the way. I just want to point out these little Phillips screws right here that hold the light in. This is just a little Phillips screw. What I did is I had to tighten that just a little bit in order to make this bulb nice and snug. So passenger side's done, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait until it gets dark and show you the difference of the LED versus the halogen on this side, and we'll just wait and see what that looks like at night, and then I'll come back tomorrow morning and change out the driver's side as well. So here's the passenger bulb that we changed with the AUXITO LED bulb, and you can see that's a nice bright white color versus the halogen here. Definitely still got that yellowed look. I would say that this LED just gives the vehicle a much more modern look. I'm very happy with that. Huge difference. I would say that's a very inexpensive upgrade that you can do if you've got one of these older Hondas. And here's what the pattern looks like on the garage. Cutoff is actually very similar on either side. That's one of the issues with LEDs. You don't want to blind oncoming drivers, but this one actually looks like it's very similar in height, but much brighter, much cleaner white light there. I'm excited to go ahead and change out the other bulb. I'll just take care of that tomorrow morning. Now, there's a couple different ways to do the driver's side headlight. Now, whoever wrote the manual came up with a method to turn the wheel to the right and take out this inner fender liner, or at least disconnect a couple of these clips and the 10mm bolt down here. And if you do that, you'll have a little bit more access through here. And that's one way to do it. I really don't want to mess with that, so I'm just going to try to do it from up above. I think I've done it this way before. A lot of people don't like to disconnect the battery because they don't want to lose any presets. I'm going to see if we can do it without disconnecting the battery. I'm just going to take off this hold down, take out this little plastic box right here, and then try to slide the battery back on its own tray just enough so that I can reach in there and change that bulb. Whichever method you want to do is fine. It's completely up to you. I think it's just a matter of preference. So the first thing I'll do is just remove these two little clips in here with just this little clip remover tool. You can also just use a little pair of pliers. And this little plastic, it's almost like a little plastic shield to prevent water from getting down into the intake, but we'll set that aside. And then this part of the tube will just pull out. Just kind of wiggle that and pull it up and out of the way. Now I'm going to loosen the two J hooks here on the battery hold down. That's just a 10mm deep socket on here. You can see those hook in down here. You can just pull it out from where it's hooked and set this aside. Lift the battery up and the tray and just slide it over. Just by sliding that battery and the tray back, we now have enough room to get in here and remove this headlight. Now I'm going to do the best I can to not block the camera or the view here with my hand. So all we need to do is just push that little button right there and then pull that down just to release that little socket. All right, then we can put the new LED bulb in and just turn that clockwise until it locks in place. All right, now this actually feels a little loose, just like the other side. And so what we need to do is just pull it back out. And you see this guy right here, this is just a little mini bit ratchet. I picked this up at O'Reilly. I tried to get a stubby in here and I just couldn't quite reach it, but I just kind of snugged that a little bit. This should be good now. Just carefully put that bulb back in, then turn it clockwise. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Yep, that's nice and snug now. All right, now we just need to plug this in. That looks good. They give you a few zip ties just to kind of hold everything in place and keep that from rattling around. All right, now before I put the battery hold down back on, let's turn on the light and make sure that everything works. And there we go. This is actually the first time I ever used this little bit ratchet, but man, that really saved the day with that Phillips because the stubby was just too big to fit in there. All right, now that everything works, we can just button this back up. I'm just gonna slide the battery back over with the tray. There you go, just kind of drops in place. And then we can put our little hold down back on. And we can put this little intake tube back on, just line that up with the tube below. There we go, it just kind of snaps into place down there. And then this top little plastic piece, little slot here on the side that lines up with the rubber grommet down there. All we have to do is just line it up and push it in, like so. And then the two little snaps. And you're done. Well, that's a quick and easy job and a real quick, easy upgrade. I definitely would recommend you pick these up if you've got a 7th gen Accord. Thanks again to AUXITO for sending these over to me. Very happy, and I would recommend you pick these up. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up these same bulbs for your car as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.